it seems like it's gonna be the best it's gonna be. Because that's the best it's got. Alright, let's see who's in here. Alright, damn. There's more people than usual. Alright. Fire Mango, how you doing? Hey, Commander Wolf. Sends a solar input. Okay. Request. There's a request tonight. Okay. Good. It'd be nice to get my mind off things. And to scrub my brain from having to try to do shit with the PC all day. Spent too much money on Yu-Gi-Oh! My god, man. I mean, I get you're young, but save your money if you can. If I had extra, I'd give you what I could, but unfortunately, I'm a beggar. Unfortunately. Younger stuff, drop 220 on packs. Good Jesus God. 220, bub. That hurts my soul. What's up, Commander Wolf? Yeah, I would imagine your finances don't look so hot. You have a hard time as it is already? Just needed to do something. You got books to read? Well, I mean, actually, wait, you got a phone. There's a cool app called Duolingo. It's for free. 15 minutes of a language per day. Well, cards can originate from books. But cards by themselves are not a book. Any smoozle. How is everybody? Hopefully you're good. Put that away for now. God damn, there's a lot. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta do this one too. The family. I'm pretty sure I know which the family that he's talking about too. Okay, 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 okay. All right. Lots of stuff. Oh, a Holy Diver cover. Okay, this should be interesting. Kind of looks like a family project. I already got this one, I believe, last night. 1911 last... No. I haven't done that one yet. Oh, yeah, Cassius Clay. Man. What a man. Okay. And then Colony Wars, The Vengeance War. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's a lot to do tonight. There's a lot to do tonight. Phew. But for the moment... I'm trying to find... Political satire if 1950s man was in 2025. Where do I find that? Anyway, I'm kind of fried. Wait, is that the name of the video or you didn't post a link? I just gotta look it up. Well, good luck to us. See if we can find it. Okay, so it was If a 1950s man was in 2025, let me copy that stuff. Oh boy, this looks interesting. I'm guessing it's the first one. And he's a TikToker too. And he does the skibbity toilet thing and all of that. Okay. Doesn't seem like I have to worry about copyright. Put a link in chat so everybody there we go. All right, so from Mr. Ming, yeah, that's right. It was from Fire Mango. I'm fried today. Freaking dealing with the PC, doing stuff. Whatever. Well, anyway, 1950s man in 2025. You know what's really funny? There's still quite a few 1950s men that exist in 2025. It's just that most of them are in some kind of home or, retired and just hanging around, being the grandkids' plaything or some shit. Anyway, well, let's check it out from Samuel Jacob. Let's see what this is all about.
A woman with a slang? The cars aren't flying, Martha.
A what with a what? Okay, I got it. I'll probably have to have both in for this one. Buckle up. Well, we'll see. Remember, I'm not too terribly far removed from certain time periods.
You're a woman with a slang? The cars are...
That's right. That's right. They've existed for quite some time, and they've always been moral and ethical degenerates. It's just that back then, they'd be called reprobates. On top of moral degenerate hedonists. Well, anyway, let's continue. I do like how he plays it up, though. He does a pretty good job. Face and everything. I like that. It's recognizable to me. Oh my god, I'm getting a million notifications on Discord. What's happening? Oh, man. Oh, buddy. Mech Commander. Oh, dude. People are really trying to tickle my nostalgia drip, ain't they? Let's continue.
aren't flying, Martha. Hey there, buddy. Just what do you think you are doing in here? Now, I don't know where the colored bathrooms are, but I can tell you that this ain't one of them. Blackie, now put up your...
I mean, he leans into the race thing too much, but he's not too terribly far away.
Hey, Dukes, let's have a brawl. Quite an uncomfortably large Hispanic population nowadays, wouldn't you say, Fred? Cigarettes cause cancer? No.
Oh, shoot. He's probably... What's funny is that a lot of people forget about the zoot suits. Do y'all know about the zoot suits? I remember the zoot suits. Is there anyone in chat that knows what I'm talking about? There was a group back in the day that was attached to them too. Although they kind of skewed it, it seems. Ooh, they better not have removed some shit from this. I'm gonna be so angry if they did. Yeah, they removed a lot of shit from it. Well, goddamn them. Well, anyway, um, I wasn't talking about the Zoot Suit supposed riots, right? Because there's more to it than that. But there was a movement of Hispanic, Latino, Central American, um, and then South American, you know, ethnics, right? All of them put together who were protesting. They were protesting. It was a mixture of things, but one of the main points of it that they were protesting was they were trying to get themselves included in like fair labor laws or something like that. That they were basically trying to be recognized as equal workers in a way. Um, but then some of them did something. I remember hearing about that. Some of them, because originally they were just riding buses, you know, showing up in zoot suits, going to workplaces and demonstrating. They weren't protesting. The vast majority didn't attack anyone, right? The zoot suiters. And at the end of it all, there was a crackdown because there was a group of them that did cause major problems. Um, a few of them did something to someone's family, and then because they were in the store and they were, you know, ganging up on them or something like that. Something sparked violence later, and then they got cracked down on by both police and military, and then also local residents as well, because they saw them all as troublemakers after that one. Otherwise, they would have been just fine, right? They would have gotten a talking to by the cops and the police, but they wouldn't have gotten the crackdown they did. But they did something to cause everybody to turn on them almost instantly. I forget exactly what that was. But that's the Zoot Suit stuff that I was talking about, not the Zoot Suit riots. I'm sure they were kind of probably connected. It was around the same time period, but separate thing, uh, similar time in a certain way. Because the Zoot Suits were just the point of focus when it came to their attire that they chose to wear in order to demonstrate specifically, right? And there it was considered, you know, unpatriotic and all that stuff during the war, or whatever. But anyway, yeah, man, freaking let Commander Wolf. If I remember, the military fucked them up on occasion, off-duty folks. Yeah, something like that. It was something like that. I'm probably not remembering it correctly. Oh Jesus, Crimson Skies, man, damn. Yeah, you're trying to tickle my nostalgia drip right now. How dare you? Let's continue.
What'd you say, Fred? Cigarettes cause cancer? No, they don't. Cigarettes cure cancer. Now, premarital intercourse, that causes cancer. $27,000 for a Toyota Prius? The thing's a hunk of garbage.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of, you know, when I was growing up, those brash boys, the loudmouths, the chatterboxes, right? The guys who are always, going around to just get attention from everybody and try to hype people up about them essentially, right? Those types still exist today, but back in the day they were actual characters. They were actual characters back in the day. And they weren't too far off from what he's parodying right now. He's doing it very well.
Why doesn't anyone have a robot butler? Participation trophies? Why, that's just outrageous. Why, back in my day, if you lost, you were a loser. And the loser got the old 1-2, the old rock'em sock'em, the old dance with the fiddler in the pale moonlight. Wait, who's Barack Obama? Did they make a terrorist the president?
Oh, shoot. Did they make the terrorist the president? Here's the thing, is that way back in the day, that wouldn't have been a common usage vernacular because it had a totally different meaning back then. And it didn't have the same context as it does today. Right? So it was looked at as something a bit different. Nowadays, we have a more defined thing when it comes to using terrorism, the word, right? John Lape? Is it John Lape? Jan? Or Jan Lape? Jan Lape? Can you please, I'll just say Jan. I'll just say Jan. Damn, that's an old name I haven't heard in a long time. I haven't, Yan Lape. Yan Lape. Oh, Yan. Bienvenido. Yan Lape. That's pretty cool. I like names like that. Names like that are cool. I like that. You got a cool name. Welcome to the stream. Bienvenido. A mi casa. Technically. Okay, I'll remember that, Yan. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your time. And did you do what right? Oh, yeah, that's right. So YouTube requires people to do 3 levels of engagement now. Views by themselves don't count anymore. So yeah, that's why I put that poll up. Because that's the new update YouTube did recently. It's part of them trying to crack down on what they think are on people who are trying to grow. Essentially, they're trying to stop the growth, and they're failing. Well, anyway, Commander. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Jan. Hope you enjoy your stay. Hope you'll join the Discord. And yes, if you did like, share, and comment and chat, you did everything right, and YouTube should recognize your humanity. V-Blaze mid tonight. Wow. Wow, what? Wow, what? Am I getting raided or something? I guess we'll find out soon. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Oh yeah, I should put the link to Discord, shouldn't I? I forget to do that in the stream. Oh, well, it is in the description box, but sometimes it doesn't work. And then we'll continue with the funniness. But yeah, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good night. All right, let's continue with Mr. Loudmouth here.
What in the hell is a trans woman? Guy cuts off his what? A love tape.
He does what to his Johnny? He does a pretty good impression of all this. what's funny is that I knew some guys like this, right? Because when I was growing up as a kid, a lot of them were just older men. And they still walked, talked, and everything acted the same exact way. It was great.
A fade? Why, boy, you look like a lesbian Tinkerbell, that's what. Now get in the...
A lesbian Tinkerbell. That's great. That's wonderful. Actually, I don't know if he's correct about that one. I don't know if it was widely known about Tinkerbell except for kids that grew up with those movies. Well, maybe. Possibly. I'm not certain about that. I'm sure somebody will let me know at some point.
Car, we're gonna go get you a crew cut, damn it. All these rappers today singing about Shawty. What happened to Donna, eh? What about Runaround Sue? Who in the hell is Shawty? And
Who the hell is Shotty? He's pretty good at this, I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He does the parody well.
why is she a melody in my head? $4 for a gallon of milk? Why, $4 used to get you the whole cow. Black kids are in the white classrooms now? But won't they dumb down the white children? The new president...
No shit, dude. That's spot on, actually. That is 100% accurate. Because in certain places, most certainly, people would think of it that way, and they'd be like, well, they're all dumb, so we shouldn't mix them anyway. And then everybody else would be like, actually, turns out some of them actually are just as smart as you, and nobody else let them know it was an insult to their face. They just enjoyed being supposedly enlightened all of a sudden. Oh, man. Turns out there were some elements of truth to certain parts of certain things, though.
President is orange, Martha. What in the hell is a pansexual? Do they cook their privates?
A pan. He said a pan. That's freaking great, dude. That's great. That's wonderful. I love that. I love that. Fire Mango, you diabolical. All right, all right. All right, you said to buckle up. Well, I didn't, and here I am now. We're halfway through.
Martha, there's a brand new miraculous weight loss drug called Ozempic, which just melts the fat right off. And you've ballooned up to 92 pounds, you pig.
He's doing the wind up. My God, man. My God, that's great. That's great. I like that. I like that. Oh, shit. His green screen is on point, though. Oh, man. I haven't seen one of these in I don't even remember how long. God, those are classic cars, man. Arr. Fire Mango, don't worry, there are 2 more parts. 2 more. Oh, yeah, I did see there was also a part 3 in the top 3 videos. Interesante.
House is worth over $1.2 million, but I only paid a nickel, a box of Cracker Jacks, and a couple of skibbity-doo-wops for it. Why are they calling it the
Skibbity-doo-wops? Let me know if people know what he's referencing when he says the term skibbity-doo-wops.
N-word? Oh boy, we have self-driving cars now. Finally something to keep Martha from digging the fenders.
My God, he plays up the abusive husband stuff so much. Oh shit. Even though, even back then, the percentage of those type of men was still extremely low. It's actually higher today, which is, I mean, you would have thought that progressivism would have made everything better, and that following liberal ideals when it came to the household would make everything better. Apparently, we went horrifically wrong somewhere.
Tell you, you have smartphones because you have dumb people, and that's what I think about it very much. Yes, I do. LGBT, what? What's that, some kind of sandwich or something? Gays, lesbians.
He does a full exhale. Oh shit, man. He's right. He's so right. He's what's that, a sandwich? Ooh, what would LGBT what would a sandwich with those acronyms be? Lettuce, guacamole, bacon, and tomato. That sounds good. But what starts with a Q? I'm trying to think of a food that starts with a Q. For some reason, my brain ain't working. Well, yeah, but I was thinking more in English. But you're technically not wrong. Queso is cheese. But that's a bit of a different type of queso. I mean, different type of cheese. I said different part. I basically just self redundancied myself when I said the same exact word in two different languages. But yes, basically. Sin o con queso. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, that would make sense because we're a mixture of things. People are in California, especially. So that would make sense. Yeah, a sandwich that's lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, and queso. That actually does sound good if the queso is clean. I would hope the queso would be clean.
LGBT, what? What's that, some kind of sandwich or something? Gays, lesbians, transgenders, oh my! Black Lives Matter?
Oh my!
No, they don't. Martha, dear, did you
You know what's really funny is that this could be in reference to the Marxist language vernacular, not for people with black skin, but black lives, which are those that are the foot soldiers and supporters of the communist cause. So either way could have been equally fitting in that context. So he's not right. Like, oh shit. Comen mierda, izquierdistas. Los toros.
see that Jefferson family move in next door? It's disgraceful. The only thing I want colored in my neighborhood is my television.
Oh shit. He went there. ¿Cuál es tu merón? Televisión de colores. That's great. That's freaking great, dude. I'm tired, but I'm still able to laugh. Ow, my jaw. Oh, mierda. Well, anyway, let's keep going.
Golly, would you look at that, Martha? McDonald's has served over 99 billion people now. Yet you still have trouble cooking for a family of 4.
God damn. With the freaking... He's doing the Popeye wind up and everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. This guy's genius. I swear to God.
Crimes on the rise and there's no segregation. Coincidence? I think not.
He said the quiet truth part out loud.
Martha, they have a freak show going on downtown. Bill says they call them pride parades.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I love this. I love this. This guy's great.
Let's go down and check it out. Everybody's gay nowadays, Bill. Why, back in our day, if you were gay, you got called names. We used to run you out of town because you were gay. We used to fire up old Sparky and charge you with 10,000 volts of electricity to try and fix you.
Oh, shit. Dude. That's great. That's great. I like that. I like that. You know what? He gets a sub. He gets a sub. I'll share with everybody. And a like. Yeah. Televisión de colores. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Give the guy a like and a sub and all that. Oh man, I gotta get my freaking jaw rest. I've been clenching it all day because I've been dealing with the with my PC trying to become a nuclear reactor and meltdown. But yeah, like Fire Mango said, I prevented Chernobyl, thankfully. It's just that it seems like the graphite. Oh, I forgot the name of the mixture now. Because it's liquid cooled, not water cooled, liquid cooled, and they use some kind of heavy mixture that's not water to cool down the CPU. I forgot the name of it was called. It's like a graphite like mixture of some kind. But yeah. Freaking hell, bub. What did the rest of y'all think? What do the rest of y'all think? I found it hilarious. He does a good job though of it. Oh man, I was just listening to this earlier. This is good. I like this. Yawn, deliciously offensive. Indeed, deliciously offensive. It's great, right? It's nice to see stuff like this, popping up all the time now, right? Because before it used to be you couldn't find anything like this unless it was ultra tame. And I mean ultra tame, like what's his name, Ryan Long or something. They'll push the envelope, but during the age of censorship, freaking, you couldn't find shit. Also, something I like as well, though. Right, I'm gonna click on it just because I like this. I was listening to it earlier. Commander Wolf, pretty funny, Badger. I like. Yeah, he's got a bunch like this. I don't know. It's Gen Z offensive humor. Well, it's great. It's great. I like it. It's a good time. I bet he does amazing stand-up as well. He just gives me that kind of feeling he might do stand-up. But yeah, y'all want to hear something pretty and beautiful? Wait. Oh shit. I better check. Please don't be copyright. Please don't be copyright. Please. Whew, it's fan made so we can listen. This is, man, this is beautiful. I was listening to this earlier and I was like, y'all ready for this? I'm sharing something with you. Damn. Is that a frickin' Napoleon I see? Maybe not a Napoleon, but it looks like a copy of it. I'll check that out in a bit, actually. That looks pretty cool. Better fire a cannon. All right. Dude, man, I love this. I'm a sucker for this, all right? I'm such a sucker for this. I love it. Also, it's the language for the Eldar is based upon elements of Celtic. So some of the words are very, very close to stuff like Gaelic. And I love it, dude. I love it. I don't know why, but it makes my heart, feel, that feeling where your heart's just like, it feels like it turns to liquid in your chest and it's burning hot. That's what I feel from this. What about y'all? What do y'all get anything from this like I do, or am I just a weirdo here? I know I feel some shit a lot more than usual than most people do. They say it has something to do with Echo Q Quebec or whatever the fuck. I don't know what that is. But my God, this stuff gets me. It really does. That and the opposite of this would be like Canción del Mariachi. But yeah, dude. Plus, it's cool because it's literally a fan channel that makes fan-made music based upon Warhammer 40K. And it's amazing. It's amazing. I love this. My heart and soul sings with them. And I think because it's in my DNA somewhere. Because I am part Celt, right? So Irish. The Irish and the Scottish are very closely linked together there. They're both Celt, right? So yeah, like, man. And man. Man, y'all are trying to run me ragged tonight. All right. All right. I'll try. I'll do my damnedest. I shall attempt thee. Anyway. Some more canony goodness. Okay. All right. All right. Well, when we're done with this, I need this. I need this. Asoriane, Yelira. God, man. God, I love this so much. I really do. I'm a sucker for this. I'm such a sucker for this. Ever since I discovered, like, independent stuff like this that just, it's done with some kind of love that I feel from it. It's great, dude. It's so good. Well, anyway, in case anybody's curious, right, I'll share the link. Because they got a lot more shit. They got the nuns with guns. They got the hospitallers. They do the what's the Imperial Fist's successor chapter that's the most famous? The Black Templar. They do the Black Templar, the Sons of Dorn, right? They do everybody, dude. It's great. They got a whole catalog. It's good. It's good. It's good. I love it. Well, anyway. Commander Wolf, some more canony goodness, indeed. Not trying to run you ragged, Badger. Do what you can. Do what you can. Don't overwork yourself. Well, unfortunately, over is part of my middle name. All right, let's check this out. Indulge with RNC. Let's look at this. Okay, so request from Commander Wolf on the Discord. Link is in the chat somewhere. Oh wait, didn't somebody pop in just recently? I think somebody popped in. Where are they at? Smashman's already here. Wolf's already here. Where did something else popped up here? I don't know what it was. Was it just memes? Or was it just this? Okay, it might have been just this. Okay, well anyway. Let's jump into it. Let's go. From Indulge with RNC. Okay. (1898) 3.2 bag gun cannon used in the Spanish-American War. It used 1.5 pounds of black powder, or smokeless powder, in a bag. We are using 1 pound black powder with an aluminum bullet that weighs 6.4 pounds. That's a fearsome home defense, I swear to you. Doesn't matter how many bodies are in that stack, that freaking thing's going through all of them.
I think that's my favorite.
Damn, they're using the manual aiming and everything. So it looks like it's just a restored original. It looks very similar to a Napoleon. Y'all ever seen a Napoleon cannon? I think they were still used during the Civil War. Yeah, I'm fairly certain they were still used during the Civil War was the Napoleon cannons. Anyway, let's continue. This looks like it's somewhere... This could be Nevada. Nevada or possibly New Mexico. No, not quite. Let me check this out real quick. That looks very familiar. Okay, they don't say where it was. But it's definitely somewhere in the around the Southwest. Definitely around here or something. I know because this range looks excruciatingly familiar. Like that precise little... I can't really... Well, anyway, let's continue.
I think that's pretty close right there.
May I take a peek?
Yes. So this is just for roughing it in. And I got the little one and then the crosshair right here. And see what you think. I think I'm pretty close right now. Now, I'm not...
Yeah.
How many yards do you think that is? I got my...
Less than 200.
Less than 200? Okay,
Yeah,
we'll shoot it right there and see where it
about
goes.
140 yards.
Okay, so we'll shoot it right there and see. Okay, I'm in no hurry.
All right, so Ron, what are you doing?
I'm oiling the inside of the barrel.
Now the rounds that they're shooting is steel.
No, the ones that they originally shot.
Okay.
I shoot the aluminum one. That's the
Yeah,
one
I
shoot.
understand that.
But
But the original that they're made to shoot was steel.
Yeah, they were a little bigger and they were steel.
What-
And they had explosive ones and then they had the solid ones.
Now, how did they make the explosive ones explode?
We just talked
He was
about
asking
it.
the same
Yeah.
question. Now they did. Now the Civil War ones with the round balls,
Right.
they had a deal that they cranked in the top,
Uh-huh.
and if they wanted to blow it up over the top of the people,
Uh-huh.
then it would be like so many seconds on the fuse.
Right.
So, if I remember correctly, basically they made a plug hole into the cannonball, stuffed a fuse in it, tried to time the fuse, and basically prayed the damn thing wouldn't explode right in the barrel. Or explode right in front of it. So they would have to... That was a big part of the risk when it came to it. Same thing with the people that were the grenadiers back in the day, who would have these balls full of freaking gunpowder with a fuse on it. They light the fuse, aim, and then try to chuck the sucker. And sometimes it would go, like quite often it would go off right on them or right in front of where they threw it. Man, oh man, can you imagine that? I've thrown grenades in real life, right? I've thrown many different type of grenades. And the ones we got now, so much improved over what they used to be. Like, holy shit.
Right.
So when it fired off, the flame that come out of it would ignite it,
Uh-huh.
and then whatever charge they had,
fuse.
it would blow up.
But this didn't ever have a time fuse.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think
That
so.
makes sense.
I don't think so. You know something?
Impact.
Yeah. Anyways,
Good old WD-40. They got the foaming one too. WD-40 is pretty good for basically anything.
there's only six of these that people own. I bought this, and so
And still have it that's working, you know, is what's cool.
and 1898 is the cutoff for California. Anything
After 1898.
yeah, unless sometimes they'll allow them if they have this. It's how they're how they fire them off.
Uh-huh.
But you can't have like a a cap on the end of it.
Okay, good. So what does that run?
It's a bullet with powder behind it.
All right.
Let me do a thing here.
You know, I'm not a very good narrator.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
narrate now, Ron.
Just talk normally.
What do you got there?
Okay, you got the bullet. You
Yeah.
got the styrofoam as a spacer because it's supposed to take 1.5 pounds of powder, and this is only 1 pound. So
Okay.
it takes that clearance out, and then it keeps the bullet from sliding back, which you don't want it to.
Right.
You want it all the way up there, beaded against where it's going to rifle
Does
up.
that ring fit tight in the bore, or does it swell up when the gunpowder goes off?
Well, this thing, when it goes off, the rifling will be all the way through this. I hope we find a bullet. I don't know if we will, but
Yeah.
it has deep rifling in it.
Cool.
Yep.
So,
And Ron, you make these yourself
yep.
for
Yep.
$50, you said.
No.
For him.
Oh, no, that's
That's what it
powder and
costs
everything.
him.
That's a shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's powder and everything. That's one shot. So this is what I do is I put
$50 a round. That doesn't sound too bad, honestly. Keep 5 rounds and keep one of these pointed at your front door. It doesn't matter what's coming through the door. It's not gonna stop. Can you imagine that? Right? I mean, I've gone and cleared some like old ancient structures overseas in Afghanistan and Iraq and shit, and other parts of the world too. But and I've come across like some old antique shit they still had. Like it was northeastern Afghanistan. It was close to Sharamikale. If I'm remembering correctly, it is Sharami. And what they had was you know how they had like the old Russia there was these old Russian like rocket, like personal rocket launchers, but they were meant for being indirect fire, not meant for close quarters or nothing. I forget what the name of it is. Well, anyway, it's not worth looking at the moment. But we blew through the doorway because trying to get through the walls was kind of tough. Even with as many charges as we had. We already tried that at a different place. And we blow through the door. Right as I was about to step through, I just hear pew! Right? Just something rocketed right past the door. They kind of knew we were coming and somebody was ready. Turns out the thing that rocketed past the freaking door was one of those goddamn rocket systems that the Russians used to use back in like the fucking 50s. Right? Sitting in there inside the freaking building, and they decided to try to use that on us. I was like, oh shit. Right? Thank God, right? Because I was trying to get in the doorway fast enough, right? We're trying to get in fast and get in hard. But I hit something with my boot. So I basically had to do like a little double jump to try to get in. And that, couple seconds of delay was what saved me from possibly getting hit with a fucking missile. Oh, shit. And then another time, somebody had a they had a fully like kitted out dishka system in the building, and that was the second time I had something crazy almost kill me indoors. But yeah, I couldn't imagine opening and blowing down a door, about to step through, and I see the barrel of that sucker right there. Could you like? Oh shit! Matare puta.
Put this, for one, it holds the bullet in place, which works good. But since I'm not using 1.5 pounds of powder, I gotta take that space inside and not have it just floating, and then have the bullet slide out. So, anyways, bullet in. I put this in here. Okay, and then the powder goes in behind it. Okay, because that thing goes in there. We're good. Okay. Okay. As soon as he comes down, he wants me to fire this. We need this. Okay, you guys ready?
Even though it's probably a retrofitted, renovated and refurbished weapon system, it still has the same flaws. All it takes is one unlucky time of setting that thing off, and the back just blasts itself off, moving at like Mach 0.91. Shrapnel and everything, man. God, the stuff we used to do in warfare compared to now is just wild.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Oh, wait. Okay.
What?
Man, when it's at his dad. You gotta get out from behind it. Dad! He will, he knows.
Okay.
Fire in the hole.
Jeez. Whoa.
Goodness Lord!
We got a kid over here with a mullet.
Whoa.
Goodness!
Look at that. I love it. I freaking love it. They got the old school Chevy and everything. Gotta love it. Gotta love the hillbilly.
Lord! Slow-mo, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, you're gonna be able to see the dirt come out.
Let me grab it again.
Yes, please.
And now he needs to swap it out and everything. God, I could imagine charging this shit back in the day. Back in the day, charging that shit down? Could you imagine that? It's basically an oversized shotgun. And that's what they used to use against infantry, right? When they got too close to the hill. So it's just a bunch of grape shot. You know, metal balls, freaking, you know, the size of my palm and shit. Can you imagine that? You're charging straight at it and you're like, oh, and then just. That thing took a lot of faces back in the day. It says Waterley Arsenal, 1898. Okay.
Oh, that's it. You have to take a snapshot of
Here it comes.
Look at that. All of that from one shot.
Actually, switch side.
Did I say fire in the hole last
Hey, what's up, JD? How you doing?
time? That's. Oh, you guys all ready?
Not yet.
Okay, you just tell me when.
No ear pro, no freaking, you know, earmuffs, nothing. Bare naked eardrum.
Okay, ready.
Do you want to go around forward?
Okay, everybody ready?
Okay.
Okay. Fire in the hole. Wow, we almost ricocheted to the top of the hill.
You hit the inside of the circle.
Did I hit the inside, the middle?
Yeah.
The inside or the bullseye?
No, the inside of the circle. You went like 6 inches in.
Fire in the hole.
Okay. Fire in the hole. Okay, we put a hole in that hill.
Holy shit. I feel like that was more gunpowder. Was that more?
No.
I remember sometimes going to the old reenactments back in the day when they were still allowed to use full powder charges in all of their weapons. They just were all blank, right? Man. The movies, when they try to do them, don't do that justice. They just don't. Just like listening to this thing through headphones. It does not do just the awesome power any justice.
No, I think you're standing maybe more in front of it.
Oh, dude, maybe because I was more even with it.
Okay, now that thing's gonna be stuck in the hill, so let's go see how deep it went.
Holy.
That's amazing. Look at that thing.
I like that. That's perfect, man.
They got the bullet back intact. Now shoot it again.
And then you don't see any gulling in here, so you know you see a little bit of the rifling right here, but I think it's shooting pretty
So
good.
this wasn't there before, right?
That's the rifling.
Yeah.
And then this is from the dirt right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Damn, son. Holy shit. Well, anyway, that was pretty cool. What did y'all think? What did y'all think? Do you think you could have been a soldier back in them days and charging those freaking barrels to take the position? Do you think you could do it? I don't know if I could. Not really sure. Oh, man. Oh, man. Making the world's largest rifled Foster slug. Commander Wolf, as an artilleryman, would probably be my best guess of a job. All right, let's check out this one real quick. The shooting the magnetron shells. Also from Commander Wolf. All right, how many people we still got here? Let me know in the chat. That way I know how long to run this for. I spent all day trying to make sure the PC didn't explode, but I'm freaking tired from it now. Ooh, brother, some more Lyric Noel? JD, you shouldn't have. I happen to like Lyric Noel now. I'm pretty sure thanks to you. Oh, you're playing Age of Empires and PvP? Damn, you must have got some fast brains on yourself, son. When it comes to those strategy games, I always have a hard time keeping up. They're so much more fast-paced than things happening in real life. Way faster paced. Unless you're us, then we're moving at breakneck speed if we're trying to actually do something. Oh, give me a sec. I gotta... I gotta make sure Layla's okay. I'll be back. Yeah, I just had to let Layla out real quick. She was walking around and giving me the nosies. All right. All right, let's check this out. So this is from JD Sebring. You're up to 766 subscribers. When you made me a moderator, you're only at 759. We're slowly getting somewhere, but it's because people are sharing the channel. It's not because of YouTube's algorithm or nothing. It's because people are sharing the channel and engaging with it. That's it. Algorithmically, we're dead. You know how I know? I compared my channel to all of the channels that are equivalent to mine, and they are gaining an average of around 1,800 subscribers a month. I'm nowhere near there, right? Which means I'm not in the algorithm. But I appreciate it, JD. Thank you. All right, so this is from the Cannoneer. This is a request from Commander Wolf again. All right. All right. Let's check it out then. Shooting the magnetron shells. Magnetron. Why does that sound familiar? JD Sebring, if you start doing Nightwish reactions, you're going to jump. I've already done a bunch of Nightwish reactions, haven't I? Pretty sure I have. Let me double check. Yeah, I got a whole playlist of Nightwish. JD, was it on this channel or your older channel? Both. Both. So the vast majority of everything you see that I've uploaded very fast, right? So playlists. So the vast majority, the vast majority of Mr. Ballin, like 95% of the content on the channel is all re-uploads from when YouTube deleted me this last time and forced me to start over. But yeah, it was channel number 9. This is channel number 10 that I've tried to do this again with. But yeah. All right, let's get into it.
What's up, guys? My name's Jonathan. This is my canyon, and thank you for
Andalusia. Para mi familia es de Andalusia. JD, hopefully we can get this channel to gain some traction. It'd be nice. Hopefully before I leave to go back overseas this next month. So supposedly I'm going to get scooped up for a contract again. So I'm going to go be a mercenary for the second time. And I'll be going overseas. Either to the Middle East somewhere or Europe somewhere. to be a merc. It's possible they might send me to South America again. You know, again, para mis familias de España. You know, Hispanic. That's what I am. So it might be that, and then possibly Asia. But it's a stronger possibility I'll get sent somewhere to the Middle East or Europe. I think they're considering that a more pressing concern at the moment. Do I roughly know how long I'm going to be gone? Not exactly, because they don't give you precise dates. They give you precise dates approximate to you leaving, like an itinerary and stuff, because you gotta know when to show up, get on the plane, and go, right? But you don't know how long you're gonna be gone for until you hit the ground, and then, they brief you then. It's to ensure infosec, opsec, and all that other stuff. Which is why, I could be going anywhere on the world, honestly. Because that's how it has to be. But it could be months. Maybe just a few months. If I end up getting contracting job, I'll be making some bank. And I'll be able to afford like a laptop or something that I can bring with me. And then I just need to go to some local place to hook up to Wi-Fi and then pretend I'm a terrorist again. I'll have all the flowery shit on too. Or I'll be in a man dress, probably. Who knows? You never know. I get a mean tan. I look like one of them, I do. Right? I might even be able to scoop up some good combat footage. Granted, if I, live, there's always that possibility I don't. That's part of the job. But, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll reinvigorate the merc work videos. We'll see about it. But anyway, oh yeah, and in case anybody wanted to join me on Discord, it's open. I think. Oh wait, no, I didn't start it. Ha, I'm a dummy. But anyway, I'll continue the video. Let's see.
Tuning in to another episode of The Cannoneer. Now, today we've got a subscriber shot special by somebody that you guys are very familiar with already, the one and only Evan Perry. Now, Evan was kind enough to send us his new design a couple of weeks ago, and we got...
What's up?
I was just saying I'm here.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's see what this cannon's gonna be about. It looks like one of the smaller ones too.
Had to test them out. They're made out of some magnetrons from an old microwave, and I'll give you guys a close-up look at those when we get on over to the range and give you all the details and everything. But thanks again.
That's right, magnetrons. They're in microwaves. That's right. I forgot all about that.
And Evan, for sending us your new design. I really appreciate you being part of the channel. And speaking of, if you guys are interested in maybe also sending us a design of your own to test out in the Canon here, all the information for the subscriber shot special will be down in the description below. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm sure you guys are going to want to keep up with all the fun stuff that we're going to be shooting out of the Canon here and with the Canon that are coming out in some future videos. And before we get on over to the range, I'd like to take just a second to thank the new sponsor for today's video, TST e-bikes. Now, a couple of weeks ago when TST reached out to me and wanted
Ad.
to sponsor a couple of videos, I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to check out their R002 moped-style e-bike. Now, you can see me putting it together here. I did need a little bit of help from my dad, but everything came awesomely packed up in a nice box. Nothing got scratched or damaged. It was really easy to put this bike together. It took about an hour and a half, and I've never had an e-bike or put one together before. The directions are super easy to follow, and it even comes with all the tools that you'll need to put the bike together. Now, TST was kind enough to sponsor a couple of videos, so in this video, I'm just going to show you guys how easy it is to put together. And I've put almost 100 miles on this bike so far riding it, and I've really enjoyed it so far. So I'll be showing you guys some riding footage and telling you guys a little bit about my experiences in some of the other videos. But if you
Kind of reminds me a bit of when they had us test some stealth bikes. Um, but they were hybrid engines. So how it worked was that when you used the fuel, it charged like the extra batteries. Um, and then when you used up the fuel, you had about another 40 miles, from the batteries. That's what that thing reminds me of a little bit. Except it looks like it might have been heavier than that one.
If you are interested in checking out the R002 by TST, this bike's got a 32 mph top speed, a 65-mile range on a full battery. It can carry up to 450 pounds, and I've really enjoyed it way more than I ever thought I would. And TST Group has been kind enough to give my subscribers a $100 off coupon using my code CANON. So check them out using my link in the pinned comment or the description below, and let them know that the Cannoneer sent you. And now back to today's video.
Yeah, I mean, this type of bike seems like it'd be good just for an urban center. Not for out in the wild or nothing.
Okay, y'all, we're out here at the TWRA range again today, and we've got a subscriber shot special with the infamous Evan Perry. These are made out of magnetrons that you find inside of a microwave, and they spin around kind of neat with a little bearing in the middle there, so I'll give you guys an up-close look at these things. So, we're going to put these in our cannon and test them out and see what they do against some different targets with 400 grains of black powder and maybe 8 depending on how they do. So let's load one of these up and see what happens. Oh.
And apparently he got a whole box of them too.
Okay, y'all, here goes Evan's magnetron shell going into our cannon. 400 black powder with a magnetron on top. Let's see what these things do against some targets.
Well, there we go.
So you can see the projectile coming in from the left there, nice and straight. This is exactly where we were aiming it. Unfortunately, my chronograph didn't pick it up, though.
Okay, y'all, up next we got some ballistic shell with one of Evan's magnetrons, so let's see what we can do with it.
You'd be lucky if body armor stopped that shit.
Now for this particular shot, we did hit a little left. Now I don't know if this is going to be because of our gun being aimed a little left. We did film this on the same day as we filmed the giant Diabolo pellets. If you guys missed that video, check it out. It's really cool. But we did hit just a little bit off center there on our ballistics gel, and unfortunately my chronograph didn't pick this one up either.
Oof. Yeah, it's real tough to chrono smaller things. It's pretty tough. You gotta have it. You gotta have such accuracy. Or you need a full panel sensor array that allows it to pick it up upon, close to the millisecond.
Okay, y'all, looks like we hit it right there on the corner and it blew that side off that ballistics gel. You can kind of see there in the front, looks like where probably hit it and went something like that. So there's the damage to our gel. And I'm excited to look on the high speed and see what that impact looked like in slow motion. Okay, y'all, we got another magnetron loaded up with 400 grains. We got one of our 3A ballistics plates down there with a Coke bottle behind it. I'm pretty sure it's not going to go through the plate, but it might put a hurt on that Coke bottle. So
3A, huh? Okay. That might stand a chance.
let's find out.
Maybe. Whoops. That thing's got to be so tough to aim.
And here's take 2 on our body armor. Now, this particular shot hit basically where we were aiming, just a little bit to the left, though probably the exact same problem, but we kind of figured out how to compensate for them. My chronograph spit out 486 FPS for this. I don't particularly trust that readout, but it could be. If you notice, you can see them on the regular slow-mo.
So it looks almost like it has a similar effect as about 20 millimeter or 25 mic. That's what it looks like to me.
Cameras. Either way, I thought it was cool. It left that nice little hole in it. Okay, y'all, here's that plate up close. If you look at it, you can see a nice little indent of that magnetron right there on the side where it broke off part of the plate. There's the back side. The front side also has a nice little indent. You can see there where it cracked the plate as well, left that hole. And there's the front where it caved it all in and knocked it over to the side. So let's put another target out there and load up another one of these magnetrons and see what they do. Okay, y'all, we got a magnetron and some tiles down there. So let's see if we can shatter all those tiles with that magnetron.
All right, I'm back. I had to step out for a quick cigarette.
That's fine. We're just watching him shoot a tiny cannon at a 3A plate. And missing quite often because it's tough to aim those suckers. Well, anyway, yeah, it's performing just about as I would expect, honestly. Pretty much any projectile that's gonna be that big with that much.
You ever watch anything from Kentucky Ballistics?
Oh yes, I have, and I try to avoid watching them so that I don't get spoiled on it. You know. That way, if people recommend him, it's like, okay.
Have you seen the one where his 50 cal exploded on him?
Yes, I did. Stick a thumb in it. Oh, he got lucky. He got ultra lucky. Damn near died.
That shit was gnarly.
Damn near died. And now it looks like he started to try to bulk up a bit more to try to prepare for that happening again. That's what it seems like. It seems like ever since he recovered, he got a bit bigger.
He's getting a lot of muscle
and beefier
after the accident.
He's trying to pack that shit on. He was already a big boy, but he's trying to get bigger, which is understandable. Me, honestly, if I had some kind of itch like that.
Well, when you're shooting 4-bore, you kind of need that extra mass.
Oh yeah. But me personally, I wouldn't pack the weight on myself. Instead, I would get I'd get my whole kit on. I'd get all my battle rattle. That way, in case that happened again, well, I'm protected, but it might still kind of jack me up in other ways, but it won't get close to killing me. And I have some experience similar to that. Thankfully, when my weapon exploded, it didn't hit me with shit. Thankfully, the back part, the back solid part of the gun and the weld and everything freaking stopped shit from coming backwards. But it blew outwards, unfortunately. But I didn't get hurt or nothing, so that was nice. Right? Got lucky. And it wasn't no 50 cal either.
Again, another slightly left shot. You guys will notice on the slow-mo, you can see it just barely clipped there. That's got some little wobble in it. You can see it coming in, got some nice little wobble, so they're not totally stable, but they're definitely predictable where they're going to go basically where you're going to point them. Now, the chrono did spit out 542 FPS, which again, I don't quite trust. And take 2 on the tiles.
Yeah, that's about what I expect. Huh? What's up?
He at least hit him this time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit tough to aim those.
I'm on my mic on my phone, so there's like a 20-second delay.
Okay. Too easy.
Say just a little bit to the right to bring it over. You can see that nice little wobble there. I think it's really neat to watch the tile just have a hole kind of drilled through the middle of it by the projectile. The chronograph sped out 723 FPS, which sounds a little more realistic to me.
Oh boy.
So for our last shot here, we've got 800 grains of powder, and we're using our iron side as a target. You guys asked me to put 800 grains and see what something would do against it, so let's see what Evan's Magatron will do.
So they doubled the powder. Oh, Jesus. I just noticed he has a red dot sight mounted to it. Oh, damn. I bet zeroing that was a pain in the ass.
Talk about cursed gun images. LOL.
Now this is our 800 grain shot. You guys will see the projectile actually came apart. I'm pretty sure that's probably due to the excess pressure, and it kind of flew a little bit screwy, but basically hit where we were aiming. And since my chronograph uses radar, I can't get data off of a metal target. So here's the aftermath of that 800 grain shot, that nice copper smear there. That really cool impression was left by a 400 grain shot that actually lost the footage on our cameras from. But I do have just the high-speed footage, and I'll give you guys a close-up look at that cool impression as well. And here's our 400 grain shot, basically on, up, and down, adjust a little bit left and right, which we did. No FPS for this one because of the same problem with that metal target.
Kind of reminds me of when we used to come back, because you don't do a lot of assessment of damage to vehicles. But that plate right there is about the same it's about the same dimensions as the similar plate we used on MATVs and stuff overseas, and some of the Humvees that didn't have the magnesium plate armor that lit on fire and almost burnt me alive. But anyway, and so many times you come back from those little ticks and you know you got hit by some shit, but you're not paying attention, to it while you're out on mission, right? You're not trying to figure out everything that happened. But you come back, you wash everything down, and then you just see, like, the spots and everything. It's like, Jesus. Getting hit with freaking medium machine gun and heavy machine gun. And, hearing those rounds crash into armor is just a different experience. But then seeing the effect of it, if all of it had been armor piercing, fuck. That could have been bad. Thankfully, they didn't have too much of good type of APT the vast majority
I
of the
imagine
time.
that'd be a total mind fuck.
Oh yeah, especially for the newer guys, once you got them in. And quite a few times, like, so we have netting on the side of MATVs. I'm pretty sure people have seen it. We used it sometimes on Humvees too, if we could scrounge it out. RPG net MATV. Where is it? No. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, here's an image. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, right there. The net system. But yeah, no, I'm not trying to buy it. I'm trying to look at it. Well, anyway, and so we would have, like, it was basically
What exactly does the net system do? Does it make the RPG explode before it hits the actual vehicle?
Well, it's super heavy duty, and it will catch RPGs. So first time we got some of these and took them overseas, and we had the netting on and everything, and it was first mission too. So we were actually about 60 clicks north of Kabul, and we were going just through the mountains, and you know, there's this snaking, winding path on our way to. We were on our way to shoot. It was either Super Fob or it was either Super Fob or maybe Salerno. It was one of the two, and we got ambushed. Of course, you know, they wanted to test us out and see what all this stuff was about, right? And they also wanted to, you know, die. So there's that. But so we finish, you know, getting our way through the ambush. You know, we got a BDA and everything. And then we took a pause and we all get out the vehicles, check everything, make sure, you know, we don't got to refit nothing right there or try to call for nobody to fix shit, right? You try to prepare as much as you can, but you also got to check in case you got to worry about some shit. And we check outside of the left side passenger door. No shit, there's an RPG center of the door. Just stuck inside of the fucking... Just stuck inside the net. Just sitting there.
Well, you know, it's the RPG.
So does the net prevent it from exploding?
Well, no. So the RPG uses a heat round. Yeah, it catches the heat round, causes it to detonate early, so it loses a lot of penetrative power.
But that fucker was like, you know how it's like got the little cross sections right there and those purple.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it hits just right, then the detonator won't strike.
That sucker hit right dead center. We're lucky it didn't tap the door.
Yeah, if it tapped the door, then you'd be in.
There would have been some trouble, but luckily,
a jet of metal at 15,000 degrees going through a Jeep.
But yeah, so
or a Hummer.
Well, this is an MATV for the.
I didn't realize you joined, Mingo.
For the Humvees.
Darkness.
You know, we got these on the Humvees first, but they were a bit smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. My guess is that they must have fired it from a good distance because I didn't see them shoot it. That was my side of the vehicle. Well, technically, my side, but and I didn't see them shoot it. They were nowhere near anywhere I could visually confirm an RPG was incoming. I never saw that sucker. So they must have shot it from a good distance, and they were a good fucking aim. Or they got extremely lucky.
Well, I would argue they got lucky and unlucky. But yeah, spaced armor to defeat shaped charges has always been the principle for... look back to World War II with the German Schützen, or Schützen. I don't speak German. Yeah, no, because they were using... this is, you know, my military history buff coming out. But yeah, the Schützen were for Soviet anti-tank rifles of the time. But spaced armor defeats heat, just in principle. And then you go to like the 70s and the 80s when you start to get ERA
and shit, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why heat never took over, and that's why Sabo started. Well, you have very early Sabot rounds in World War II with like the British. But yeah, that's why Sabo ends up replacing chemical charges as the primary munition. Except for the Soviets. Soviets still use a lot of heat. And of course a lot of terrorist groups, because you sling heat out of anything and it works just fine.
Yeah. Can confirm. Lost vehicles to that shit. Yeah,
well, yeah, because it's all about... Oh.
These definitely work. But what's cool is that You know, the metal, I forget what they're called. The metal uh spacers essentially. They
Yeah.
actually do work on premature detonation of the warheads, which was really freaking good. That ups survival from those things a lot. But
Well,
anyway,
yeah,
yeah, that's my short
that's the
story about
intention.
that one. Because I
Yeah.
remember like,
I know it in more of.
what's up?
Hmm.
Again, I apologize for the delay. I'm not trying to overtalk anyone,
That's
but
fine.
if a RPG was to hit that net and explode, wouldn't it still destroy the vehicle?
No,
No, no,
because
because it loses basic. Oh, I'll let you explain.
the greater amount
Or is
of
the
their
explosion directional like a claymore?
Basically, it shoots out a giant stream of metal in a very straight line, very hot, really quick, but it cools off quickly as well.
it's like a shaped
And it,
charge in a missile
yeah,
like warhead.
think of it the missile hits a flat surface, and then it heats up and it shoots out of a jet of metal. And doing this means you don't have the force of it hitting the plate it's intended to, so it won't actually penetrate as much.
So the point of
Still has a chance to.
the point of the payload, right, is to rip open armor as much as possible to allow the jet to just go right through. Essentially, that's
Yeah,
the
because he
simple
can't.
principle behind it, and it needs that
Yeah.
kinetic force because it's not timed and it's not a sensor. It's just a ballistic. It's a ballistic based fuse. So it has to make contact with something in order for it to go off, right? And so once it impacts and it sets off that fuse, the charge goes off, and then it also sets off the shaped charge, and it shoots that jet through the rest of the armor.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, freaking the MATVs and stuff like that, the MRAP series of
Thanks
vehicles.
for breaking that down for me. I didn't really know.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a very simple weapon, pretty easy to use, if very dangerous. I've seen an RPG when we were training some of the Afghan forces. Some guy fired an RPG, it malfunctioned, and when it malfunctioned, it took his head off.
Oh yeah, and the backblast from those things.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of
Backblast
crazy you
is
mentioned that
trigger.
because I was gonna recommend a video that High Speed Ballistics did where their RPG exploded upon firing.
It was fairly common for the weapon system. But yeah, no,
And the
Oh
dude
yeah,
survived it.
lucky him. But yeah, no, this was this was like an older fellow.
I'll put it in chat.
And you know, he pulled that trigger. It malfunctioned and exploded. Right. The warhead, the main the main the main firing and ignition and everything correctly went, but it malfunctioned in the way where it also ended up firing in both directions. Essentially, is what it looked like. And it looked like it exploded as well. So that sucker freaking just took his whole head and clean off his body. It happened. Oh shit! It happened just like that. And I remember looking like, oh shit, and
that's
running over like, oh fuck, what just happened? I was like, oh
that's
no.
what happens. That's what happens when you mix old commie equipment with years of oh god, I'm blanking the word. Lack of care. There's a term for it.
Yeah, most of those were fairly new for the weapon system within like a few years.
You should be able to react to this one on stream.
But yeah, like after that, I double checked every single freaking system because I was like, that's not happening to me. Fuck that. Anyway, luckily we never had those kind of problems with our own weapon systems like the Javelin or the Small, the LAW, you know, the or the Gustav or none of them things, right?
Yeah.
We, we,
Thank God you weren't the British.
we don't have none of those issues, thankfully.
So here's the impression of that 400
You
grain
know,
shot.
I'm really tired of hearing people talk about the M4s and the M16s unreliability, quote unquote. It ain't the
Yeah.
70s anymore, the 60s. Like, oh, well, it's just so common.
So
Like,
the
I
thing
don't.
is, the thing with it is that it's agenda based for it, right? Everyone's trying to find a
Yeah.
way to inject into the market that either it's outdated or it's useless now or it's too old or hey, look at all these reports of it being so bad and terrible. But then I just caught a mosquito trying to kill me. But anyway, but then you look into the incidents themselves and you figure out it was due to failed maintenance or they messed with the weapons
Yeah.
somehow or you know they failed to
And
properly
during-
account and all that shit or you
Yeah.
know, they
And during the 60s, during the Vietnam War, the U.S. was intentionally producing faulty M16s to hand out to the troops. That is a very interesting topic if you want to go look into that.
yeah
Wendigoon has
that
a
was
pretty
some
good video on
bullshit.
that.
That was some straight
Yeah.
bullshit because they were trying to sabotage the enemy in case they captured our weapon systems, but at the same time, it also screwed
Well, you know,
us
it's better
over
than.
heavily.
I would much rather have an unreliable M16 than an unreliable M14 in the jungles of Dom.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I
get
mean,
you
it could
there.
be worse.
If they
but it
were
left.
trying to sabotage the enemy capability for having a weapon, why didn't they just sabotage the enemy's ammo style like they did with the AKs?
All right,
Well,
here's a 1911, a trench knife, and a flashlight. You're going to become what's called a tunnel rat. You have a 3-month life expectancy. You know how you get to all those munitions? Got to go underground into these tunnel networks. Good luck. Yeah, that's why you couldn't touch. Basically, they were incredibly entrenched. Look at the ways they tried to clear them out, like Project Orange, napalm burning, mass deforestation. But literally, they were in tunnels underground that the U.S. could not get to them.
and
They could.
we're still cleaning up after Agent Orange to this day.
Yeah. And it didn't even work. Like Agent Orange still, it did not flush them out because they live like mole rats, literally.
Yep.
Because they had fought against the Japanese for years, and so were literally perfectly entrenched to fight off a much superior force.
Well, the thing is that we were still winning.
Oh, yeah, but we lacked public support. And
here's my thing, right? If we're gonna commit to something like that, let us fucking win. Give us that much. At least honor our service, right?
And yeah.
But no, like every other time there's big profile shit, everybody has to have their goddamn grubby hands into every fucking thing.
Call me a conspiracy theorist. Sorry, I got popcorn that I grabbed because I knew this was going to be a long one.
Oh, it's fine.
But the ramifications of the public on the Vietnam War, I feel directly led to 9/11.
In many ways,
I'm not a conspiracy.
In many ways, it definitely enabled the same behavior because we knew Pearl Harbor was coming too, and half of our government encouraged the Japanese to attack us, so it would be so.
and also the $12 trillion that went missing on September 10th, 2001
Mm-hmm.
from the World Trade Center. You know, that's awfully convenient that we lost $12 trillion, and it was probably one of the largest news stories in American history, only to be completely covered up by the largest news story in all of American history.
And the demolition of Building 5.
Oh yeah, and the attack on the Capitol, or the what's it called?
Looks kind of like a shotgun.
The Pentagon.
Pentagon, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgive
think
me, I'm a
it's-
little ignorant. What's Building 5?
It was one of the buildings in vicinity of the World Trade Center when they were attacked by Al Qaeda, members of Al Qaeda in 2001. Twin Towers. It was a building that that they decided to demolish. Somebody decided to demolish it. And there's interviews about it and everything too. But yeah, the thing is that we did know something was coming. Right? Some people at some level did. Some others knew it was going to happen, and some others encouraged it. There's a million things true at once. The conspiracy theories aren't entirely wrong.
Yeah. I'm part of the crowd that argues that we did it to ourselves. Now this one you might call me crazy for, but I think it's because I don't think Al Qaeda did it. A.
They did,
but B,
they definitely had help.
Okay, yeah, they did, but I don't think it was their
it wasn't
choice.
by themselves. No, it wasn't by themselves.
Yeah, no. But also, it's because we wanted to do the war on terror because we wanted certain things. Oil.
It was another remember the Maine moment, essentially.
Yeah, we did that so we didn't do another Vietnam. Because let me tell you, everyone was in support for the war on terror. Largest recruitment, huge recruitment numbers. I'm sure, I wasn't alive for it. Technically, this was, before me. But
it was an explosion of patriotism America hadn't seen in a very long time up to that point.
Exactly.
And we were still
and
recovering
it's
from.
convenient.
We were still kind of recovering from Vietnam.
I was in.
What's up?
Sorry about that. I was in school when the towers were hit. I remember watching it on the news.
Yeah. I think that's why a lot of people can't even think of the possibility or accept that. But I think I can because, I don't have the emotional attachment to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Freaking, and I don't like saying we did it to ourselves because the greater majority
we did, though.
Well, you'll understand why I don't say it like that here pretty soon because nobody voted on that. Right? Nobody that was of the general populace wished for any of it. And we thought things were going to go past Y2K to infinity with an upward progress. And then that happened. But it was done to us. And it was enabled by a lot of those in our government. So, like I said, the conspiracy theories aren't entirely wrong, but it wasn't the American people that did it to themselves. It was the government that did it to us. Or allowed it and enabled it, essentially. But basically, they did. But the greater lion's share of those who were involved...
I love my country, but I fear my government.
Yeah. I don't...
It's unfortunate it's not the other way around, that the government fears us. It's very unfortunate.
Well, they have no real reason to be perfectly honest. But that's why I don't believe any,
Well, they keep fucking around. It's going to be 1776 all over again.
Think that. But it's like I think we landed on the moon, obviously. I don't think the Earth is flat. I'm not crazy. But when it comes to our government, I don't think what's his name shot JFK. I've looked into
He
it,
didn't.
and as a gun nerd, the gun was clearly photoshopped, and it wasn't even actually a Carcano. It was a Japanese style scope on top of. It was a Japanese scope produced in the 30s for the Japanese copy of a Carcano, with a cavalry Carcano, and he shot three shots in like 6 seconds, which I don't know how you do that with a Carcano hitting all 3 shots as well. He's just the greatest man alive, I guess. I mean,
Well,
greatest
I
shot
don't
to
know
ever
about
live.
that part. Because 6
No.
seconds to reload a bolt action and to reacquire
No, but
a target?
it was a 30s Carcano.
Not hard.
Mm,
It's not that hard.
for a Carcano with an end block? Yeah. And getting 3 accurate shots on a moving target using
That
a
part is a
scope
bit
that was
harder, that's true. But the part about, getting at least a rapid rate of fire, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
using a
That's why
scope that was meant that
That's
was in
why I
Japanese.
discount that part, right? Because it's like, okay, the rate of fire, I can see someone training up to it. I can see someone, I mean, think about the old school assassins. What they would do is they would train to do a specific action, to do a specific assassination, right? With either a blade
Yeah.
or, a horse sometimes, or, a rock, or they would train for that specific thing, and they made it seem like magic to everybody else who doesn't train like they did, right? For a specific thing, and that's it. I can see
Yeah,
the
I
same
could.
thing implemented there, just like, when I was training to do stuff in Venezuela, um, and we were training to use the weapon systems they had in the Venezuelan military at their bottom barrel, right? Getting proficient with those, we made the Venezuelans look like a joke with their own weapon systems if we wanted to do anything. However, we ended up getting pulled out, so there's that, and they still exist today as the regime they are. But anyway, that's why that part of it,
Yeah.
I don't really acknowledge too much.
Sure. You could work a bull incredibly fast, but you cannot get just due to the functions of how a bolt works and the fact that he's using a Japanese sight on an Italian Carcano, which was some sort of hodgepodge. To be fair, though, the U.S. general public doesn't really know much about pre-World War One Italian firearms, and then the later Japanese productions in the 20s and 30s leading up to World War II.
But yeah, all the rest of the stuff is definitely weirdo territory.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the accuracy thing, I mean, I've seen some miraculous shots happen, so I always leave that possibility open. I mean,
Sure, God could have struck him down.
I've
God
seen
could have guided his hand.
I've seen a random goat herder on a mountain fucking 2 clicks away put a burst within feet of me, and I'm not even open or out in sight, right?
Yeah, but I want you to maintain sight picture with a bolt action
And
using a scope.
And that's with an automatic weapon. So like, look, again, I leave open
That's
the
arguably more
possibilities very
controllable.
heavily, but there's a lot more that points to a lot more involvement than less. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I forgot where we started with all of this stuff.
I don't know. It's just a tangent I like to do because it's just like
it is a good time. You gotta love it. You gotta love going through conspiracies. I like it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I think since
there's
it didn't break apart, it
there's
probably
obviously
gave it a lot
some
more
sort of
force,
truth
but you can
behind
actually
all of
see
them.
where it dug into the
I don't
steel
look into
there,
the
left
crazy
that
ones
really
like
cool
the moon
impression.
landings or the
What is it,
flat
like?
Earth thing.
It's something like a year or 6 months or something. Give a conspiracy theory a year or 6 months to be proven right or some shit.
Yeah,
And that's been
and they
happening
they
for
proved
quite a
themselves
long
wrong.
time.
Yeah, the tinfoil hats thing, like that was an actual conspiracy, but it was so far-fetched and ridiculous that it became the stereotypical conspiracy. I
Everyone
think it's just
thought it
people
was,
being bored.
right? Everyone thought it was
Yeah.
because of perception. But those who understood certain things realized a tinfoil hat actually could protect you from certain shit.
Oh yeah, like you should have tinfoil lining your wallet for cybersecurity, but because that's a genuine threat now. But
Oh yeah, I got
the
one of
government,
those.
or one of the fancy ones with like a metal plate in them, or whatever.
I got one of those. It's the Ridge wallet. It's got the two-sided.
Yeah.
Uh,
You see something like that, because you take one of those flipper zeros and you can literally just walk by people and grab their credit
RDF
card.
eye blocker.
Yeah, it's it's so easy. Like, you stay safe out there. Stay safe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys have been asking me to get the projectiles out of the berm. So I was
This
able
is
to
to
find
the
one, and I'll give
one
you guys a
person who is in the stream that is not currently in the chat.
close-up look at that. Here's
Or
that
maybe
projectile
two,
I
because
was
it's been a
able to
pretty
find.
busy
It's
one
probably
tonight.
the one.
Has it? I haven't seen anybody else in chat. So.
Yeah, it's actually, there's been like 3
Who
new
would that be?
ships.
Because I'm in the stream and the chat.
Oh, so it's probably JD who's
No, I
being
don't know.
counted by YouTube then.
Yeah,
it's
might
just
just be
JD.
JD then.
It's just JD.
Alright. Well,
We
I don't
missed
know.
with it, went straight into the berm. And since it's hollow, I'm assuming it filled itself all the way up with dirt. In fact, there's so much dirt inside that it actually gained a significant amount of weight. But sadly, this was the only one I was able to find, but at least I found one. And now we know that cannonballs made out of magnetrons or microwaves work pretty well.
All right. Well, that was pretty cool. It's a good little snippet of info, you know, knowing you can use alternative means to provide shot for a cannon, especially one that small. It's about a 25 mic-ish. No. Well, yeah, it's got about the same effect as one, almost. Close to it, but anyway. What else we got? What else we got? Let me see. Let me look at that. The RPG-7 blew up. Oh boy. How long is this one?
Alright, you sure you're ready?
You do got like a lot of just like YouTube song requests though.
26 minutes. Jesus.
You have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You don't need to
6,
watch the whole video. Most of it happens in the beginning of it.
7, 8. 8. You have 8 songs to react to, Badger. Currently lined up in the YouTube request
Alright,
and
you
still
sure
growing.
And I need to do re-uploads still.
Well, you don't need to do re-uploads if you're doing reactions.
I do because that way I can get my catalog back out. And then I don't have
Well,
a
yeah, but you can
backlog of
space it
that,
out
right?
more.
Well, I've done the whole spacing it out more thing, and it's not changed the analytics at all. In fact, it's gone backwards. So yeah, it looks like the whole trying to space things out or do just a few at a time it's not doing anything. Unfortunately. Then again, I'm in an algorithmic prison, so there's that. Oh yeah, who is this from? Oh yeah, this is from you, JD. Well, from JD on the Discord. Ballistic High Speed. Ooh, actually, I think I've seen one of theirs a while ago. My RPG-7 exploded on me in slow motion. Ballistic High Speed. He's lucky it didn't take his fucking head off. So lucky. Absolutely lucky.
Dude, when you see the footage, he is super lucky.
You're ready. Let's do it. Okay. 3.
I wonder if his ear looking like that came from it. It wouldn't surprise me.
2, 1.
If you didn't read that warning, again, let me reiterate, do not watch this video if you are faint of heart. This video does contain some shock.
Shit, don't watch nothing about no freaking types of anything pointing towards violence if you don't have the heart for it. Plain and simple. I've shot people's faces off, but they were still alive with a freaking canyon through the front of their head. Not even joking. I mean, like, two sides of the face intact here, and then the whole center just gone. And then they had like half their tongue sticking out and shit, just barely breathing. It's pretty crazy. Just sometimes when like rounds do weird shit in the human body or on the human body. Sometimes a round would do the meat canyon shit on someone's face. Sometimes it goes right through them and out the back of the skull. A couple of times I hit a guy. The round hit him here, and then it came out below his jaw. And it was like, well, huh? Well, damn. Yeah, rounds do weird shit when it comes to ballistics inside the body. It's crazy. Or like I had a guy who got hit, like he got hit around here near the clavicle, and it went just down his arm and like out through the top of his wrist. He was still like able to function and move and everything. He was just in a shit ton of pain, and thankfully it didn't chop up anything too big and too bad. But yeah, just bullets do weird shit when they hit the human body. There's some consistency in some ways, but yeah, it's just anyway, let's keep going.
Footage, it's potentially triggering to PTSD victims. This is for medical, educational purposes only. We would never glorify this for any reason. This is a pretty unfortunate accident, but we are ready to go over the footage together and see what we can learn from it, talk about safety, talk about our plans for the future. And there is a chance that some of this is still going to be censored. We're not sure at the time of recording how much will be censored, but we want to keep our channel. And if we put up too much graphic content, there's a chance the entire channel gets demonetized. And because of that, if you do see some censored content, that's why. The entire unedited, uncensored footage will be available on Patreon if that's the case. Patreon will be in the description. Very shocking. He's okay with showing the footage that's here. He wants to watch it. He wants to show you guys so we can learn from it. So Adam is back and thankfully recovering.
I have returned indeed.
He has. You said one like and I'll come back, and here you are.
Yes, I did get at least one. It might have been me. I'm not sure.
Oh man, he's still feeling it. He's still feeling that shit. You could tell, like, he's just like, man, he doesn't know if he's ready for this. He just doesn't know. Well, anyway, let's get into it.
How would you say you're doing now?
A lot better. Still takes a lot of wound care. I don't think I'm out of the woods on that yet. Probably still got a solid few months on that. The nerve stuff, never know. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. People have seen the footage, but it's been blurred.
Right.
We've done some updates on the hospital and everything, but before we watch it, if you don't know what's going on right now, stop watching this. Our last video has all of the context. We were firing different launchers. We had a Carl Gustav M2 launcher and the RPG-7.
Yep.
And we had a catastrophic failure during launching basically the final shot of the day.
Of course.
So yeah, if you don't know what's going on, please go watch our last episode and then return if you feel like you can handle watching what happened.
So this is why, like, when we do training and when we, you know, our maintenance is so extremely paranoid when it comes to our own shit. Even then, some accidents can happen, but you mitigate the vast majority of them, right? That's why there's so for each weapon system in the military, there is anywhere up to a 200 point, and I mean up to 200 point inspection list to do. Your armorer does it. And then so do those who are armor certified. So does your leadership who has experience with the weapon systems. And so do you. And then they get inspected and looked through and checked and tested and fondled and tickled and everything before those suckers are even taken out or put back. And that's all the weapon systems. Every week, all the time. Why? To try and mitigate as much of the risk as freaking possible. I know it's tedious. I know it's menial. It's excruciatingly mind-numbing. But for shit like this, that's why we do it. And that's also how I knew it wasn't my fault that my M60E4 exploded on me. Right? I was talking about that earlier, I think. Thankfully, we were at the range. Thankfully, it was the rear end of the weapon system that prevented anything from coming towards me. It all went forward and outwards. Thankfully. Right? And I had sleeves, like full protective sleeves and all that shit. I'm paranoid about risk and accidents and all that, right? I'm a paranoid freak when it comes to it. But thank God I have, because I know a lot of guys who did not, and, well, they had some careers cut real fucking short. So to everyone out there, be good. Be safe. Don't compromise safety and security for nobody and nothing. Death and disaster is only a second away. Do what you can a day. And that's why I always say that. I take it very seriously.
We're studying the effects of the backblast from RPGs because they are extremely dangerous.
As we saw with the ballistic hand.
Yeah, and then as we were doing it to a head, I remember counting down to 1, and then next thing I knew, I was on the ground and my arms were entirely black. These aren't sleeves, these are all bandages. They used to be all the way up, but this one's healing pretty good. The rocket launcher basically exploded.
I've unfortunately seen this footage several times. I had to save all the footage and, you know, edit it and prepare all these clips for you, but you've seen nothing other than your memories of like the aftermath.
And then the same centered one that is in the previous episode. Yep.
Correct.
I also, for you guys, I haven't seen any of my gear. I've seen the launcher because we got it demilled and sent to us, and I've put it back in the configuration that it was found on the ground. So when we get to the launcher, that's exactly how it was.
All right, so I already know what to expect with this, and it's already making my heart kind of go. So I'm mostly curious how this is going to go for you. You've been deployed, you've seen stuff before, but it's going to be different when it's you and you're watching.
Ah, so he might be a combat veteran. Okay. Okay, he might handle this pretty well then. Freaking, where are these mosquitoes coming from? Jesus.
And when we were in Texas, I talked to Scott from Kentucky Ballistics, who went through something very similar, and he kind of warned me of that too.
All right.
So I guess we'll see. What's this going to be first? Like, is this slow-mo? Is this normal
this is the normal footage from the red camera, which is our main normal angle. And you'll hear your countdown as you remember, and it'll happen. And then from there, you know, we can talk about this shot however much you want, however many times you want to see it, and then we can move on to high speed. And yeah, so
all right,
we'll just see what we can do as far as what we can learn from this. This is the 3, 2, 1 word.
Okay. All right.
Are you sure you're ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Shit.
Call 911.
And here comes all the
Oh,
swear
fuck.
words in the response.
Oh shit, what do we do? What's bleeding?
Dude, that rocked the fuck out of him.
I'll call it.
I don't know if you can see there, but like my body was already like tremoring. And
And it happens just like that. That seems very similar to, except the guy who lost his head I was talking about overseas, in Afghanistan that we were training up. He was standing up, and then when he fired,
2, 1.
his head disappeared. Fucking gone. I think they found it like a few hundred meters away, because we were on a bit of like a almost like a lowered ridge, and there was a mountain we were shooting at. Behind us was another depression, and his head went right off his shoulders down the depression. He is so goddamn fortunate. That could have been his whole head right there. There was more than enough force in that sucker to do it.
Are you sure you're ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Boom, son. Man, oh man. So goddamn fortunate.
Shit.
Call
And
911.
here comes.
Man. So lucky. So fortunate. It's cool to see it survived, but I pity the man, because he's going to have to get skin grafts and everything. That's part of the reason why he has bandages still. Because when you get flash burns, sometimes they can go a few certain degrees too much, depending on your proximity and the size of the flash that comes from it. But yeah, that's a hell of a fucking malfunction to live through.
All the
Oh,
square
fuck.
words in the response.
Oh shit, what do we do?
What's bleeding?
It's his face.
Call 911.
I'll call it.
I don't know if you can see there, but like my body was already like tremoring. And
If you don't want to finish the rest of the video, essentially one of the boosters in the rocket malfunctioned.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. Because it looked like what happened is that most of the force was essentially all going outward, not forward and back. Because the RPG just goes almost straight up. And
But if you look at the video, you can see the rocket start to move forward.
oh yeah. The rocket definitely did start to move that direction, but Jesus. But yeah, it looked like what it looked like what you said it ends up being, essentially. That would have been my guess immediately as well, is that there's some malfunction towards the front end of the weapon system, and then it just...
all right, we'll just see
damn.
what we can do as far as what we can learn from this. This is the 3, 2, 1 word.
Okay. All right.
Are you sure you're ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
When you
Darg. Unfortunately, it's not fine-tuned enough for this shit. Is there a part where they do the super slow-mo? Oh, there is.
you'll
Okay.
see it when slow-mo footage.
This shot isn't normal.
Damn, old boy is freaking just like, oh, He's like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh shit. The poor guy. Oh damn, son. But yeah, it's important to have an emergency kit for all the situations ready nearby. And with instructions, because sometimes even the most trained people on the planet will freeze up their first time responding to an incident like this, right? Sometimes they get like this guy and they're like, what just happened? Instead of instantly just being on it, being timed, and getting that shit done. Anyway, let's continue. Keep thinking I'm hearing shit.
This shot isn't as slow as we normally do. For this, we had the flex camera 3000 frames a second to see everything, and then the 2512 is like close in on like this area.
Okay.
So this isn't going to give us like hyper detail, but it's still, we're going to see something.
Yeah, there he goes.
Oh, his eyes were shut too.
Hyper detail, but it's still, we're going to see something.
Oh man. Probably some more luck right there. He had one eyeball closed.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yep. Yeah, that's just about what I was expecting.
Shit.
Yep. It's like a war movie shot. Like it's one of those things you can't fake, basically. It's
Michael Bay eats your heart out. Yeah, look, there's the plate.
Yeah, let me wind that back.
Holy shit. So,
it's funny, right when he finished bringing that back, my tinnitus acted up for a second. I got the ee like really loud.
started normal.
Yeah.
I mean, rocket's moving. We can see some propulsion coming. So it didn't.
So it was there, down and around the trigger guard area. And it looked like forward of the tube as well, where most of the malfunctioning shit happened. Man, that's a hell of a
lot
freaking...
of the flame came right out the back where that striking hammer's at.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shit, dude.
It's moving. We can see some propulsion coming. So it
Yep. That'll do it. I'm so happy I never did the same thing as everyone else. I always had my sleeves on. Especially with the Frac U uniforms that were also lined with Kevlar for shrapnel. Most guys, they'd be like, man, it's hot. I'd rather freaking get burned or, maybe lose some skin or get some shrapnel than fucking be wearing this hot ass shit. And I'm just there fucking just chugging water like, yeah, well, good luck with that shit, bub. Good luck with that. Right. Sure, sometimes I'd strip down my armor a bit, kind of like how he's almost slick with this. Right. It looks like he just has like ballistic paneling, but he doesn't have plates. I'd have the ballistic paneling, the plates, the DAPs if I could, and then I'd be wearing the uniforms that were condensed weave Kevlar that were Frac U. So they were fire retardant was like the material that was partly used to make those uniforms. But yeah, freaking man. always wear cover in some way if you can. If I could, I'd even get the throat protectors too, because there's an attachment you can put on the armor, and it slots on inside the neck, and then it's got a Kevlar collar, and you can raise that sucker if you wish. Or you can just put it tied around your throat area, right, in case you take any shrapnel. But yeah, freaking man. But if we wanted to be very mobile, right, and we wanted to be, you know, as quick and fast as the enemy, you know, on our feet, you had to strip down. You had to strip down a lot. And so you had to basically rely more on your wits. And the armor was just there to save you if your wits failed, or if you weren't fast enough, or if you got caught with rounds, right? And thankfully for me, I only ever caught rounds in the armor. Thankfully. And a helmet. And my iPro. So yeah, there's I got lucky a lot, thankfully.
It didn't instantaneously malfunction. Oh my god.
This is the first glimpse of it going off.
Yeah, look, it's like bulging. And look at all that fight. Like, I don't have a beard now, but they shaved that off.
Yeah. No,
I lost almost no hair.
You had basically your full facial hair intact, and I was very surprised because, like,
in
look,
the hell?
like you're in, you're in flames for a while. If you saw this footage and didn't have any context, would you not have thought like that would kill a person?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, it's no wonder all the.
Because the blast was directed more to a certain direction, it missed his face by a lot. It was in close proximity. It might have been like hair's length, literally, but it missed his face. Lucky dude. Holy shit, man. Because that shit could have caught on fire. He could have been on the ground sizzling a little bit while he was like trying to come back. And I've been in those situations, right, where I've been blown up, or I stepped on something that blew me up, or someone hit an RPG next to me and that threw me somewhere, or getting blown off a fucking mountain. That wasn't fun. Or out the turret of my truck. That wasn't fun either. That gunner restraint system just snapped. Like I took the buckle with me and everything. And that shit happened twice. But yeah, I got lucky, dude. I got so lucky. Oh, man. But man, it was still good times. Still good times.
Doctors told me they thought I should be dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's worth saying, like, your helmet got blown off of you, your eye protection got blown off of you, your plate carrier vest unfolded, your plate flew out, your bracelet got...
Oh, so he had a front plate. Okay. All right. Oof. That might have been part of what saved him as well. Because there's a decent amount of there's a decent amount of shrapnel around right now. Especially from that thing coming apart like it did. Yeah, there's pieces everywhere. Oh, fuck, man. If this shit would have hit him in the face, or it would have gotten lodged in his face somewhere and he'd have to get reconstruction. Fuck, dude. So lucky. But it turns out I'm luckier. So lucky that none of this shit would have touched me somehow. And it'd be some kind of weird miracle.
I didn't like buckle my chin strap, but that one has a headband retention. It tightens like a hard hat.
Okay.
So I mean, it was tensioned to my head. It wasn't just like plopped on there with nothing holding it on. It was tensioned. Oh man, that launcher went high.
Yeah, and it's like actively flaming out of the failure point.
And then just absolute ragdoll.
You can tell you were unconscious because you're not grimacing. Like,
Yeah,
you're just
no,
you're
that's-
just falling. So about 2 to 3 milliseconds, you were engulfed in like raw.
He is completely out there. Yeah. Completely out. Holy man. Which is lucky, right? If you're still, so the thing is like you want when the instant that shit happens, you want to go out. You want to be unconscious. Because then your body completely stops resisting any forces acting upon it, and it lessens the impact of the damage upon your body physically. It's the same thing that enables the greater amount of like drunk drivers or inebriated drivers to survive such horrific crashes because they're limp as a fucking noodle. And have you tried taking a super limp wet noodle and smacking it against some shit? It's damn tough to break. Same principle is in action. And it's something that's saved me as well, I know for sure. Because, in the instances that, I've experienced something similar to this, not directly this. Like there's those gaps in memory where you're out for a moment. And thankfully, that's all it really takes because shit usually only lasts a moment. It's not like in some movies where they're like, boom, and then there's just everything takes forever to, it's not like that at all. It happens just like that. And then you wake up and you're picking yourself off the floor, trying to shake off, everything that suddenly made the world all weird. You're trying to hear and listen and smell. You taste shit in your mouth, like you hear that loud ringing sound. Sometimes you see Roman candles still. But yeah, you want that to happen.
I apologize if this brings up any bad memories for you.
What do you mean?
Like PTSD, like if this triggered you or something like that.
Oh, I don't know if I got that or not, but it did bring back some memories. My thing is that right that they'll say you do have it, right? They always do. If you've done anything that they would consider traumatic, and they panel you for it, they're gonna just say you have it anyway. More of my stuff, I think, is like TBI than PTSD. Stuff like this doesn't affect me in that way. How to explain it? It's the same level of remembrance as like, the first time I shot a gun at a target. It's kind of like that. If you know what I mean. So it's not like I get, I don't get like the other guys who are like, shit, dude, and then this happened, and then it got serious. Nah. So, so the difference is between, service members who are diagnosed and those who re-experience it themselves in a way, right? It's flashbacks and everything. Sure, I get those too, but it's just like I accept them as like a memory, not like some, sure, for other people it's traumatic because it seems for the most part it's the acceptance part of it that's the toughest. Accepting that this is something that almost did or could have happened to you, or you were close to it or something, right? But more often than not, it's for personnel that didn't really have a measure of control over their capacity in their service. So, those who felt like more of a victim rather than being the ones to be victimizing, I guess you could say. It's hard to bridge the gap between that language and my experience. So, I've been through all the same things everyone else has. Then again, it's an average thing, and for those of us who've been deployed, who've been on mission and stuff. But for those of us who are purposefully there, deliberately there, right, we have a greater measure of control in how we engage with things. And we have a greater capacity and understanding of what it is we're doing, and we accept it as such, right? I'm trying to put it down into a nutshell. But I boil it down to this. It seems to come down to the difference of acceptance versus the incapacity for acceptance. I think that's the difference with the trauma things. I'm trying to simplify it really deeply. Someone's going to try to slaughter me for that later. I guarantee that shit.
Remember when my brother came home from Desert Storm? Well, technically it was Desert Shield before Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm.
But first 4th of July, he was home. He had a whole flashback. He thought he was in actual combat.
Yep. It happens, guys. Trouble is that, if you're unable to accept the reality on both ends of it, then people end up like your brother. There's only so much to be done there, especially since, back then it wasn't treated as seriously still as it is now. However, everyone focuses on reacting to it instead of trying to, find a way to try and instead prevent it. And quite usually it's going to be those who really, truly didn't want to be there. They wanted to be with their friends, sure. They can be proud of their service, sure. They can absolutely have been all about it in a certain way. But at the end of the day, they truly didn't want to be where it took them. That's why I boil it down to acceptance. Because if you can accept it on both ends, it just seems like those of us that did, we don't get
Makes
that
sense.
kind of stuff. We don't get affected by it that way. It's more like just a more serious memory, sure, but it's a different experience for us, right? Whereas for a lot of others, it's entirely the reverse. But yeah, freaking man, trying to simplify that's pretty hard. Trying to put it as simple as I can. But yeah.
You did a decent job at it.
Apparently so. I'm still here. But yeah, no, that's why whenever I talk to the younger guys who are getting in or are in or planning on getting in now, I'm like, look, there's a cheat sheet to see if you be able to stomach it or not. That's probably one of the bigger hurdles, right? Is to be able to stomach it. Because if you're a very highly, not exactly developed, but a very aware individual, right? Then you'll have a pretty good idea. And going into it, you're going to be able to move through things and either stomach it or it's going to roll over you like it's just another day, right? Another Tuesday. Actually, the perfect example of this is a few guys. There's a few guys I can think of, but the most high profile one right now I can think of is Shrek. John McPhee. Monster of a man back in the day. I swear to God. Monster. He was a big dude. But yeah, what he used to do was he used to run the guys through everything so that they would try to prevent his dudes getting it. And what he did was that he treated it like he would treat it, and he had them follow along. The greater number of guys that served under him, around him, and beside him that he gave that kind of treatment to, they don't have that kind of a problem. So yeah, he's a good example of that. But anyway, yeah, no, the stuff that affects me in that way is different because it comes down to like the children. Man, the shit with the kids hit me hard. Especially after I found out the freaking, Taliban, like, took half the girls in that one school next to the Kabul airport and freaking did a lot of evil fucking shit to them. And then killed them. To send a message to families. That shit got to me. That fall was one of the... If I have anything close to PTSD, it's related to shit like that. But the actual war, combat and all that, not so much. Anyway, apologies. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to finish this one out. I'm ranting and raving like a madman.
So about 2 to 3 milliseconds, you were engulfed in like raw explosive flames, which isn't a long time in terms of footage, but that's all it takes.
But if you think of the injury list that I listed, TBI, a traumatic brain injury, a temporal skull fracture causing a brain bleed, cheekbone was broken in 2 places, my jaw may have been like dislocated or misaligned, a laceration
I got you, JD. We're going to finish out on this one.
to my cheek, anywhere from 10 to 15% of my upper extremities were 3rd-degree burns requiring skin grafts, small fragmentation.
Yeah, that's about what I guessed. Yeah.
Throughout.
It all happened in 2 to 3
milliseconds.
milliseconds.
Turns out, I'm luckier than he was. Or I was luckier than he is. Oh, this'll be the last one, bub. I'm gonna go shower and go to sleep because I was trying to prevent my PC from attempting to be Chernobyl in my room. So yeah, I had been working on that all day basically, on top of everything else I do every day. So I'm gonna go collapse after this one.
Yep. I mean, you can even see the first frame that you start to get hit.
God damn. I've shot these a few times. Until I saw that one guy lose his head from one. And then I just didn't touch another one. I was like, no, thank you. Nope, not doing it. Turns out it was a good idea.
Like it contacting your shoulder and wrapping around your hand. Like this right here is the last millisecond of you unharmed.
Right.
And then the next millisecond, you're already being harmed right there.
That's nuts.
Like even here, your body doesn't know it's happened yet.
Nope.
Nobody knows it's happened yet, even if they were watching it with their eyes. So the big question is, what caused this? And I think the main things that we can rule out that people wondered about was, A, did the ballistic head prevent it from venting quickly enough to cause it? So if we go back to the first high-speed angle here, by the time the blast is hitting the dummy in the head, it's already exploding.
Right.
So it's just now touching the dummy, and
Backblast area clear.
the entire rest of the launcher is already
It's already
exploding.
gone. Yeah.
So we can at least rule that out. The other thing is,
some people had talked about the smoke around the trigger pack.
Yeah. In order to reactivate it, you have to basically drill or mill out that previously welded in rod, put your own firing pin in, and kind of weld that in place.
Yep.
So
new trigger pack.
There's always a chance that it's not perfectly sealed and you'll get a little bit of smoke venting out. So in no way does that contribute to the failure. There are sometimes places that smoke will vent out.
The rocket's moving, so that wasn't like jammed in there.
Right, no, it wasn't jammed at all. Kind of proper procedure for these launchers is that you should clean them pretty often. So RPGs that'll fail out in the field are ones that have been fired so many times they get gunked up on the inside. There's metal fatigue that happens over time.
Okay.
So that's a normal thing that can happen, but it wasn't the case here. I think we cleaned it with both like actual solvent cleaners and the cleaning rod every 3 shots. So it's worth mentioning a little bit more specifically about how RPG launchers are reactivated by different companies. In our case, they went in and did the re-weld, then they also pressure test it and x-ray the welds to, check that they are good, high quality welds. And then the inside of the tube is then re-sleeved with basically another metal tube inside of it. So basically this launcher is about as good as it gets when it comes to reactivated launchers. However, a weld is still a weld, and that
barring anything else outside of stress from use, right? That'll definitely do it. A weld is only going to be so good. It needs to be a good solid piece, especially for very high pressure weapon systems. So that kind of solution for something like this just wasn't gonna cut it. I'd rather have just scrapped the whole thing and got a brand new one, because trying to redo it like that is nope, that causes too much extra.
That means that around the weld is a little bit more brittle than an actual completely new tube. So
yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, that was a good one. I liked it. All right, so that being said, I think he got off already and said bye. Yeah, he's off already. All right. That being said, of course, Commander Wolf, and congrats on winning the match. That being said, it's been fun, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. And I appreciate the requests. That being said, be good. Be safe. Make good life for yourselves. Don't compromise safety and security for nobody and nothing. Death and disaster is only a second away. Do what you can today. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I am Badger 7 Actual, the formerly homeless veteran. BlastCapBadger out. Good night, y'all.